Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time here, this is a space where we talk about money, career, and life decisions, especially for Malaysians working in Singapore, with no hype and no shortcuts, just practical thinking and real experience. And today we are going to talk about a question that almost every Malaysian working in Singapore will face at some point. Many Malaysians who work in Singapore eventually ask the same question. Should I buy a car? Should I buy a house? Or should I delay everything and just focus on saving money first? This decision can easily determine whether you end up financially free or financially stressed after 10 or 15 years of working across the causeway. Let us start with the car, because this is usually the first big temptation. When you start earning Singapore dollars, buying a car in Malaysia suddenly feels affordable. A car loan that looks painful before now feels manageable. However, affordability and financial wisdom are not the same thing. A car is not an asset. It is a lifestyle tool. The moment you buy it, it starts losing value. On top of the monthly loan, you also pay for insurance, road tax, maintenance, tires, fuel, and depreciation. If you work in Singapore and commute daily, the reality is that your car will spend most of its time parked. You are paying thousands of ringgit every month for something you barely use from Monday to Friday. Over 5 years, that money could easily add up to hundreds of thousands of ringgit that could have been saved or invested. Buying a car only makes sense if it truly improves your quality of life. If you have a family, children to send to school, elderly parents to bring to appointments, or you live in an area where public transport is poor, then a modest, reliable car is reasonable. The key word here is modest. Avoid luxury cars, long loan tenures, and high monthly commitments. If your car loan forces you to save less or invest less, then it is costing you your future freedom. Now let us talk about buying a house, which is a much bigger and more emotional decision. Many Malaysians feel pressure to buy a house early because they fear prices will keep rising forever. Others feel that renting is throwing money away. When you work in Singapore, you need to think very carefully about the purpose of the house you want to buy. If the house is for your own stay in Malaysia, and your family lives there, buying can make sense. You are buying stability, not just property. You lock in your housing cost, you avoid rental uncertainty, and you have a place to come back to if you decide to stop working in Singapore. However, you must make sure the monthly mortgage is comfortable even during bad times. If you lose your job, fall sick, or decide to return to Malaysia, can you still afford the loan? If the house is purely for investment, then you must be extra cautious. Many Malaysians working in Singapore buy investment properties without fully understanding the numbers. They assume rental will cover the mortgage, but after maintenance fees, sinking fund, vacancies, and agent fees, they end up topping up every month. This monthly loss quietly eats into your Singapore income and slows down your wealth building. Working in Singapore gives you a powerful advantage, which is strong cash flow. Your biggest asset is not the property. It is your ability to save large amounts consistently. If buying a house reduces your monthly savings significantly, you are trading a powerful advantage for a risky one. Property is illiquid. If something goes wrong, you cannot sell it quickly without losses. There is also the lifestyle factor. If you plan to stay in Singapore long term, renting near your workplace often makes more sense than buying in Malaysia far away. It saves you time, energy, and health. Long daily commutes may look manageable in your 30s, but they become exhausting in your 40s. So what is the smarter strategy for most Malaysians working in Singapore? The answer is sequencing. Focus on building cash and investments first. Build an emergency fund that can cover at least 12 months of expenses. Invest consistently in low-cost, diversified assets. Let your net worth grow before locking yourself into long-term commitments. Buy a car only when it clearly improves your life and does not hurt your savings rate. Buy a house only when you are confident about your long-term plan and the loan does not stress your finances. Do not buy just because your friends are buying, or because relatives say property prices will always go up. The biggest mistake Malaysians working in Singapore make is lifestyle inflation. A car upgrade here, a property purchase there, and suddenly the Singapore income advantage disappears. After 10 years, they wonder why they still feel stuck. The goal of working in Singapore is not just to earn more money. The goal is to buy freedom faster. Freedom to choose when to stop working, where to live, and how to spend your time. Every major purchase should move you closer to that freedom, not further away. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who is currently working in Singapore and feeling unsure about their next big financial move.